What is up guys, Fahan here. Welcome back to another Ultimate Review. This is the review of the KTM 890 Duke R. By the way guys, before we begin with the video, public service announcement, don't forget to subscribe to us. Reason being, this will help trigger the YouTube algorithm to push out this video and the channel to a wider audience. In production since 2020, the KTM 890 Duke R is a middleweight naked motorcycle. Officially marketed as the Super Scalpel, KTM shamelessly promoted the 890 Duke R as the kind of bike you do wheelies, burnouts and stunts on, relegating the 890 Duke R as somewhat of an outlaw with a reputation of being a hooligan of a machine. Engineered with exceptional handling and sharp steering geometry, it's designed for precise and agile cornering, irregardless of the road or the track. The Super Scalpel moniker emphasizes its ability to slice through corners with accuracy and speed. It's related and a successor to the 790 Duke and addresses some of the 790 Duke's shortcomings, and they've added in track features as well, making it more sportier. Right guys, so I'm next to come to riding posture and sitting on this bike. As you can see, it's got this weird KTM Duke riding position that I'm not really too fond of. The lower half is kind of sporty while top half of my body feels upright. So you can lean like this for more sportier stunts. Seat height is 83.4 cm and 165, and as you can see, tiptoeing slightly, which is probably fine for my height lah, but vertical change radius may find an issue on it. And after riding it for quite a while, my inner thighs, my inseams tend to hurt quite a bit. The bike's weight is 166 kg, very easy to push and straddle on. And yeah, it's just a very light bike, and you can really feel its weight when you're leaning to the corners or riding it itself. It's almost like riding a bicycle. Alright guys, so I'm next to come to design, and KTM has always maintained this typical Duke design that is kind of difficult to tell between the different models sometimes. To the casual eye, this may look like a 790 Duke. In fact, it's almost similar. And we got the typical sharp and aggressive outlook that's distinctly KTM, stripped down, minimal bodywork that is inspired by KTM's line of dirt bikes. Also exposes the bike engine and subframe in all its glory. We got the split shield design headlights that's prevalent in KTM bikes. Of course, it looks like a praying mantis. You can also see a part of the exposed trellis frame, which adds on to the naked Street Fighter look. And to denote that it's a premium R model, its steel tubular trellis chassis is painted in orange. And fun fact, MotoGP rider Jeremy McWilliams had a hand with the chassis development. We got a high mounted exhaust that's carried over from the 790 Duke, and by default it's a single seater, so it comes with this seat cowling over here, but you can get an optional accessory and swap out the seat cowling, and you can convert it to a pillion seat lah. But in its default configuration as a single seater, it's intended to be a solo kind of machine that you ride through the mountain twisties or even play track on. For suspension, we got fully adjustable inverted WP Apex telescopic forks in the front, paired with a WP Apex monoshock in the rear. For braking power, we got dual 220mm rotors in the front, paired with monoblock Brembo 4-piston Stylema calipers. For the rear, we got a 240mm rotor, paired with a Brembo single-piston floating caliper. For the wheels, we got aluminium cast alloy 19-inch in front and a 17-inch in the rear. I mean, what can I say? It's a KTM Duke. It's a monster of a machine. It's mean, it's aggressive, and one look at it makes you want to pop a wheelie or do some stunts on it. Alright guys, so up next we come to the cockpit, and first we come to the handlebar. So handlebar is a wide naked handlebar that is very nice to grip on. It's very comfortable as well. We got aftermarket Rizoma mirrors over here, which adds to the look as well to the bike. Very nice, I must say. And the brake and clutch levers are also adjustable to your preferences. Up next we come to riding controls, and just to mention the riding controls, some of the labels on there, they are backlit, so you can see them better at night. Usually this is a feature on feature bikes because they want to add more features on such bikes, right? I'm surprised that a premium bike like this also have it. Okay, so to the left over here we got the high beam, low beam and passing switch. The PlayStation style buttons to control the menu. We'll come to that in a bit. Signal indicators, below that is the horn, and right over here we got the combination kill switch and starter. And yeah, other than that, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, even though there's a wide range of features that you can control. Turning on the bike uses a key right away. Full color TFT display, 4.3 inches. We got the KTM slogan over there, ready to race, and there you come to the gauge cluster itself. So the display itself is pretty straightforward. There's no differences between the different modes, so you get the same standard format in all of the modes regardless of rain, sport, road or track. Left and right we got the warning lights. Top left we got the gear indicator. After that, almost surrounding the gauge cluster is the tachometer, speedometer, riding mode that you're in, and after that we got the fuel gauge and temperature gauge. And below that we got a row of gauges which has a time, temperature gauge, the tripper and the range. You press down, you can see the general info such as the date, the odometer, the battery. Go back again, and then you go up is the trip 1.
Pressing the set button, you'll enter the menu. First is favorites, where all your configured menu and gauges are. You can set this up according to your preference. In trips data, you can view trip 1, trip 2, general info consists of date, odometer and voltmeter. In settings, you can configure units, language, date and time, daytime running lights, and set menu displays for quick selector 1 and 2, and favorites menu. In service, you can check your service intervals. Entering the extra functions menu, you'll access the machine's electronics, toggling on or turning off the Quick Shifter Plus, motor slip regulation, anti-wheelie mode, slip adjuster, launch control, and track mode. In ride mode, there's 4 riding modes: sport, street, rain, and track. Entering track mode, you can make further refinements and fine-tune your electronics to suit your needs. You'll need to leave track mode to go back to the street settings. Finally, in motorcycle menu, MTC with MSR is the traction control and what KTM calls motor slip regulation. This combined feature only works with road ABS, which we will come to in a bit. For ABS mode, we have road and supermoto. When changing to supermoto ABS, the MSR will auto turn off and prompt you on the screen. Additionally, ABS will also be enabled on the front wheel only. MSR will turn back on when you switch back to road ABS. Quick Shift Plus will enable you to shift gears without clutching in. Turning off this feature will require you to use the clutch when changing gears. And finally, Shift Light. The display will flash, prompting you to shift up the gear once the bike reaches the stipulated or your preferred RPM.
So as you can see, there's a lot of features, but unfortunately you need to go inside the menu to toggle them on and off. There's no dedicated buttons. I wish it has dedicated buttons for you to adjust the riding modes on the fly, for example. My personal opinion, I think it's nice. Right guys, up next we come to the engine and the fuel tank. So engine is what KTM calls the LC9C, a 889cc liquid cooled parallel twin cylinder 4-stroke 4-valve UHC. Makes about 119 horsepower, but there are differing tests that determine the actual horsepower, so the stats may vary. The engine is derived from the 790 Duke, but with significant upgrades, increased compression and a high ref rate. Fuel tank is 14 litres with a reported fuel consumption of 4.74 litres per 100 kilometers. Very much typical for a performance class 2 bike like this, and with the performance numbers it puts out, it's going to need all the fuel it can use. Right guys, I'm next to come to technology, and certain features on the 890 Duke R, you need to get them as an option direct from the factory, so you can choose and customize on what you want. There's actually a track pack that you can purchase and choose from, so certain features on certain bikes may not be available, but for this one it seems to have the track pack, but there is certain features that's being left out over here. So let me read it out to you the features that the 890 Duke R has. Here we got full LED lighting all around, a 4.3 inch full TFT display, ride-by-wire throttle, slipper clutch, cornering ABS and Supermoto ABS by Bosch. Supermoto ABS basically turns off the ABS for the rear wheel, but maintaining the front for when you want to do power slides, which is a KTM signature by the way. Lead angle detecting traction control and wheelie control. Riding modes, sport, street and rain. once again, you need to toggle through the menu to change the riding modes lah. And there's also a track mode in which you can fine-tune and configure the throttle map, turn off wheel control, and make adjustments to the traction control. Quick Shifter Plus is optional with up and down clutchless shifting. When downshifting, it matches the engine speed to lower the gear for seamless transitions. But you do feel that jerk lah as you're changing gear. But not too obvious lah, kind of like the XADV. And KTM's motor slip regulation lah. So engine braking effect is too great. The MSR prevents the rear wheel from locking up or sliding while you're riding down on a slope. This particular bike doesn't have cruise control. Back in 2020, such features are considered very premium. But as the years go by, slowly such features, you can see them being adapted in feature bikes as well. So we have really gone a long way in terms of riding technology. Horn check for the KTM Duke 890R. Alright guys, so up next we come to colours, and over the years the 890 Duke R has had a lot of colours in its lineup, but we are talking about the 2020 version over here. So the 2020 version only comes in one colour, which is white, orange and black, with the cover set mostly in white lah. As you can see, the decals on this particular bike, they have been swapped out and changed, so it is aftermarket design. Original one is still kind of nice lah in my personal opinion, but my personal favourite is the blue colour, which came out in 2022. Really has that super adventure kind of vibes to it lah. And finally, we come to price. Quick check on Carousel, SG, Bikemart, even the internet, yield no listings for the 890 Duke R. So I asked Dennis, the owner, he bought it for $22,000 in December 2023 at the time. So that is the price range that you'll get for a second-hand KTM like this. And in Malaysia, the price starts from 75,000 ringgit.
Welcome back to the city of Medini, and of course it's time for the riding review of the KTM 890 Duke R. We always get confused on KTM's names because some riders refer to it as KTM Duke 890R, but the correct way to pronounce it is 890 Duke R. Enough chit chat, it's time for the riding review. Okay, I'm pretty nervous about this because hopefully I don't offend any KTM fanboys. There's certain things that I may not get 100% correct. Sometimes I receive like very mean comments. Oh, you don't know much about bikes. Oh, you are so wrong about this and that. I try my best, guys. I try my best. Given that the limited time I have with the bikes that I usually test or do reviews on, I cannot, of course, get 100%. And the way I review my bikes is also based on my own personal experience and taste. So it's very subjective. And the reviews are strictly meant for entertainment. So sorry if I got it wrong, or maybe I lack certain knowledge, but it is what it is. Starting up, pretty straightforward. Uses a key to twist the ignition. And you can see the TFT gauge cluster lighting up, ready to race. Starter. Hui! One thing I love about this is the aftermarket SC Project exhaust note. Oh, has that nice grunty kind of sound that big KTM bikes are usually known for. It's just ready to race, really, guys. I won't be doing any crazy stuff today, given that this is not my bike. So I'm just testing it purely on a city setting. We don't have mountain roads here in Johor, other than Gunung Pulai. We're not gonna go too far anyway. So clutch in gear 1. Let's do this. And you gotta control the throttle because this bike is the kind that really just wants to go, even at a slight twist of a throttle. This bike, oh man, the acceleration is just insane on the 890 Duke R. This is only in street mode. No, when you get to sports mode, it gets very crazy. I have to say the acceleration is somewhat comparable to the Triumph Tiger Sport 800. Somewhat comparable, though I feel that the Duke is much faster in terms of pickup and acceleration. So city streets, this bike is not the kind you want to be trapped in. It just wants to be free in the open road. And especially if you got an open road with twisties, that's where this bike will shine, due to its great handling. So it's not called the Super Scalper for nothing. The name comes with the awesome handling. And here's the quick shifter, known as Quick Shifter Plus.
So up, down, auto beeper also, so I don't really need to even off the throttle, and very minimal jerk, kind of like the XADV. So I can say that it's like I'm using DCT but in manual mode, and it's just very convenient. The engine gets kind of hot quickly. I can feel the heat in my inertials right now. Suspension wise, it does absorb those minor bumps and road imperfections, but once you go through like a road regulator or hump, that's when you can really feel the impact lah. I mean, when you're going through such bumpy roads, you need that feedback so that you can make necessary corrections lah while you're riding. And it's very smooth and comfortable that you don't even realize that you are going fast with the bike. Suddenly you look down at the meter, 100, 110, you know. So it's just that smooth, it's just that comfortable. But given that it's a naked, you're not getting the full, there's no windshield in front of you and all that, so I feel kind of vulnerable lah because the wind is really in my face and all that. And as I'm going through this roundabout right here, wow, this bike just wants to lean in. And I'm not using my clutch most of the time, just riding it using the quick shifter, shifting down. Oh yeah! Wow! It's a very scary ride especially if you want to push it to its limits. I feel that the bike is on edge. We do have the best Brembo braking system on here, which is touted as over-engineered for this bike because of the speeds that you're gonna go through with it. Okay, we got a straight road right in front of me. Oh, you got slipper clutch, what by wire throttle. Throttle response is very awesome on this. Wow! And it comes to a stop pretty quickly as well. Whoa. This bike just wants to go, guys. So we're still in street mode, which with the acceleration is already crazy, and it does get crazier in sport mode. Let's see, okay, we got a straight road, so we're gonna change it. Okay, right mode, sport, close throttle, and the mode is already changed back to the... Oh man, you can feel the acceleration getting twitchier. Oh my gosh, it's a crazy ride, guys. It's a crazy ride. If it wasn't for this car in front of me, I think I would have gone faster. But damn, I can understand why KTM over-engineered the brakes. The stopping power is definitely there. Wow, and I can feel the bike getting lighter in sports mode as well. The acceleration is just insane on sports mode. Oh my gosh. The handling, I would say, comparing it to the best handling bike that I've ever ridden, Tiger Sport 800. The Tiger Sport is better. This one you need to get in there and lean in a bit. But the Tiger Sport, I feel that with a slight lean, it just handles beautifully. But it's still okay. It just leans and points wherever you point the bike to. But the Tiger Sport 800 does it better. Signal indicators, okay, turning right. And I'm surprised that the signal indicators, they're using the hazard kind, because I think they got no space on the gauge cluster. Or they got no budget. Cheapens the experience, I feel. I can only imagine when you just got a clear straight road in front of you, this bike is really wanting to go, man. To say that it's pushing me to the edge, and I'm afraid, guys. I'm afraid, honestly. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to go fast. I'm very much 120, 140 is my okay kind of speed. And this bike just wants to go way above that. Especially when the acceleration really pushes me to the back. Okay, so turning left right here. Okay, brakes, engine braking. Okay, we got a car here, so I'm not gonna speed too much. Oh my gosh. Once again, when you're negotiating that corner or bend, you need to get in there
and lean, but the handling is still okay. I wouldn't say it's bad. Only that you need to really get in there and push your buttock to the wherever you want to point the bike to. I'm sorry, Dennis, I really underestimate you. I thought you're the kind of chill guy, you know, who just likes a leisurely cruise. I didn't expect that you're the kind who likes thrilling machines, you know. And this bike doesn't like to sit still. It just wants to go. So stop traffic, city traffic, it doesn't really like it. Okay, so we're going to the highway now, and I feel that that's where the bike will thrive. Slow cars are getting in the way, man. I'm sorry, but I cannot test the bike to its full potential, but at least you get the idea on how the bike is. As I'm riding it and I'm going fast, my body just wants to lean on the tank so that it's more ergonomically comfortable. And even at 130, this bike just wants to go. Oh my gosh, cannot lah guys, I scared lah. I'm afraid of this bike, man. But you can feel the grip as you're negotiating corners or bends, and it just wants you to go faster and faster. It's a crazy machine, man. It's a monster. Oh, and we got rain, and even the rain isn't stopping us. Oh my god, guys, I didn't realize how fast I was going back there until I looked at the speedo. It doesn't feel like you're going fast, you know. It feels very stable, feels very smooth. Only when you look at the speedo, alamak, 3 digits already. It just wants to go faster than the speed that I was going just now, and it can still go faster than that. Okay, one more time. We can feel the grip on the tarmac on this bike. I'm in total control, man, but it pushes me to the edge. So if you're not the kind if you're kind of guy who likes speed and corners, and maybe you go track sometimes, the 890 Duke is for you. You don't even need a 1000cc with this bike. This is enough already. It's for thrill-seeking junkies who want to go fast all the time. That's what the Duke is made for. Thank you, Dennis, but I'm not going to ride your bike anymore. This is a beast, a monster.
I would describe the KTM 890 Duke R as a team horse. Know how to ride one, you're in total control. But if your right hand gets a bit twitchy, you'll be all over the place. Not recommended for first time class 2 riders. And even if you're riding it for the very first time, do take it slow. Even though it's an 890, it's a beast. Its torque is really something. Linear and smooth, but at a slight twist of a throttle, it pushes you to the edge. It's a bike you'll enjoy going fast, with easy handling, and very much capable for the highways and more. However, I feel that it's too overkill for my preference and liking. That's just me lah. So huge thanks to Dennis for loaning me his KTM 890 Duke R for the review. And that's it for the vlog. We'll see you guys in the next one.